started with a day that was like a high of 80 degrees in July in Missouri. Cloudy skies, a little sprinkling of rain, but sunshine broke through right at 5 o'clock for the wedding, and it was just beautiful. Big puffy white clouds, blue skies, and sunshine just shining down on the two of them. It was perfection. It was great. The ceremony itself, I've been to weddings that lasted 15 minutes, like my own. This one probably lasted, 25, maybe 30. I think what got most people, you get the processional and you get the little bit of a message and the blessing and stuff, and then there's the vows. Well, these two, since they were already married, and they said the traditional back and forth, for richer, for poorer, till death do us part, when they got married last October in San Diego. This time they wrote their own vows, and the best man hands the pieces of paper to the two of them, and Elena goes first, and she opens up 2.5 pages of handwritten, I don't even know how to describe it. That girl can write, and it was just beautiful, and just, I guess I would say, like, a handwritten pledge of devotion to Tristan in front of God, and it was just beautiful, and there were not very many dry eyes. It was very touching, and Tristan's vows, though shorter, were just as heartfelt, and it was just really sweet. And then they had done a tree planting ceremony for their unity ceremony, and evidently this is kind of common practice, but they didn't know that. Tristan he says he's never been to a wedding, and he just thought that would be a good representation of marriage. And I went online to try to find something to say about it, and evidently it's a thing, but he was just like, no, I want to, he knew how he wanted to portray it and everything, and that was beautiful. The musicians, my son Zane played guitar with his best buddy Ian, who is a very gifted legacy musician. He sang and played guitar. Ian did. He's 14. And then his mom, my friend Sarah Petgill, sang harmony to Ian's lead. And oh my goodness, that was all during the Unity ceremony. And not very many dry eyes. It was really, really great. And they had written a blessing to their new baby into the final prayer that was said and everything. It was just great. So that was really neat. They did it with the people we hired, like the videographer and the photographer, in my opinion, did a wonderful job of being professional and quick and stuff. So I think that if there were any regrets, I think one is I would have talked to the photographer about doing a few more extended family photos. But Eric and I had such a horrible experience at our own wedding of standing up there doing pictures for an hour after our wedding and missing a lot of people that just left the reception and everything, that we let her make that call, and she was like, okay, I have a very short list. I want this, 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 and this. So for her grandparent photos, it was all of her grandparents. Boom, take a picture, move on. So there was no, okay, with this grandparent, then this grandparents, and this grandparents, and with this cousins. We didn't do any cousins, aunt and uncles. She was just like, no, we're going to be brief, and we're going to get all this done. So I did miss out on doing some of that, and I should have maybe looked over her shoulder a little bit, but that's really one of the only regrets I have. I think otherwise, the reception hall was fantastic. People all said they had a wonderful time, and the DJ was great. I love they had a DJ and an MC. So the MC was on the dance floor with us and helping people do dances. And those kids, they love to country line dance or just line dance. So that was a lot of the music and everything. So some of the people who would like a good traditional, let's go and slow dance, that wasn't what we had going on. So, but it was a fun party. The cake turned out, I was unwrapping that sucker the morning of the wedding, and it had been frozen since the 4th of July weekend, and I froze it fully decorated, and I took a knife out and sliced into the plastic wrap, because I had plastic wrap about that deep around all the layers, and just kind of held my breath when I opened it up, because it had thawed by then, and you're supposed to just lift off the plastic wrap, and supposedly it's not supposed to mess up your decorations because it's still refrigerator cold, right? So the butter in it is still holding. Sure enough, I mean, on 4 tiers of cake, I had 2 sections about this big of border. They just kind of dropped off, and I kind of stuck them back up on there. And then all I had to do was add a little bit more border when I got to the venue, because I stacked them in 2 different stacks, like the small tiers and the large tiers together, to transport them in a box, and then I plopped them together when I got to the venue and put some flowers on top. So that was super fun. I don't know, I just, overall, the biggest thing is I feel blessed to have celebrated with everyone who was there, and I wish we would have had more room, more budget, more everything to invite so many more of you. And that is the other thing that, I mean, I just can't be, how would I phrase this? I am overwhelmed with the amount of love our friends and family have poured out on us, and that we had so many other friends that I felt like, I feel bad. It's like I've been doing these Chronicles, and you guys have been reaching out to me, and you've helped us and everything, and I feel horrible I haven't been able to invite every single person. I would love to celebrate with everyone, and maybe that's just the heart of a person who loves to have big parties. And, you know, that's the biggest yet, but meeting so many of Tristan's family and the groomsmen, like getting to know them just a little bit, you know, it was a crazy bunch of kids. And Elena and Tristan were the first ones of all of their family, like all of their cousins, I think, all of their friends, they're the first ones to have a wedding. And so, you know, it was all new to a lot of them. You know, when our friend Kyle Gillespie was the officiant, and he gets up there for the rehearsal, and he's like, all right, how many of y'all have been in a wedding before? And like 2 of them raised their hands. He's like, all right, well, we have some newbies. So they had, Tristan had, I think it was a cousin and a friend, be the ushers, and I forgot what an important role that is. And I'm telling you, those 2 boys, it was his cousin Jacoby and his friend Caden. I think it was his friend. I don't think he's a cousin. Oh my gosh, those 2 boys were on point. I mean, they were like, when do I need to do this? Who do I need to get next? How do we open the doors for Elena? When, you know, they coordinated it with the music. They knew what to do for, you know, with the DJ. I was deeply impressed. So, anyway, thank you all for all the encouragement and all the fun. Pictures will be trickling out. I have a shared album that people who were at the wedding that took snapshots, I'm letting them drop things into. If you're one of those people and you want access to that Google Photos album to share them with us, let me know. I've picked and chosen a few from there. I want to be real respectful of the photographer and make sure I'm not posting anything that would have been like something that she was posing and things until we get the professional pictures back. But I'm going to tell you, my girl, she is a beautiful bride, and her groom is a handsome groom. I saw him in his outfit, and I was just like, I mean, dang, those 2 are going to have a cute little kid, that's for sure. So now we get to be excited for baby. So just mid-October, we have baby boy on the way, and we can transition from all the wedding excitement and move on to baby excitement, because we like to do everything all at once in the Eastwood house, I guess. So anyway, there's my update. I had taken the day off. Someone had warned me how exhausted I would be, and they were not wrong. I napped yesterday and today. I still woke up at 6 a.m. this morning, but I made a cup of tea, laid down on the couch, and fell asleep till 8. I got up and my tea was cold. I had to warm it up in the microwave. But I'm very grateful for being able to rest and just do the cleanup. And Eric, you guys, I have a great husband, and that man is on it. He's just like cleaned up so much yesterday, put things away. He's like, here's your little bit. And I'm like, okay, I'm not doing that right now. I'm going to go take a nap. So I got to get to my things. I have taken some returns back. And anyway, I'll just keep rambling, so I'm going to get off here. Love to y'all. Have a great week.